Okay, everyone, here we go. When you first approach a scene, my advice to you, especially being like in a high school drama class, is to go ahead and go to YouTube and see what you can find. Now, my advanced drama students, your scenes are probably not available on YouTube. Maybe they are. Go ahead and look it up. But my students who are doing Shakespeare and Drama 1, I know that I am doing, let's see what I was assigned. Act 4, Scene 2. Act 4, Scene 2, Much Ado About Nothing. And I can see what comes up. And look, there we have a couple of monologues. You want to go ahead and you want to use the best clip that you can go ahead and find. This may take a while. I can go ahead and I can put you in the right direction and help you find a good video if you want. And we can do that during office hours. This is the clip that I was looking for. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to watch it. And I'll model a think aloud. And I'm thinking about who is this character? What is the conflict? So I'm going to go ahead and I'll turn it up. So I'm getting ideas. This is my character. And I'm getting kind of like different ideas on YouTube. So this is the police officer. So I think my character is kind of like a police officer. He seems like lower class. So that's something you should ask yourself. Is my character lower class? Is he upper class? And I'm going to fast forward to my big line that I'm working on, that I'm rehearsing during class today. Fast forwarding. Okay, I'm getting ideas for blocking.
Let them be opinioned. Let them be in the hands of coxcomb.
Okay, so it looks like he's getting offended. He's getting upset. Like that's what it looks like to me.
You are an ass.
Okay, and this is the inciting incident.
You are an ass.
Wow, talk about vocal choices, right? Okay, then he slowly turns around and this is where the monologue starts. That's his trigger. So he's kind of like triggered. So I'm thinking aloud. I'm going to pace back and forth during this monologue. I'm getting ideas about what to do. He's internally conflict. Okay, so I say 2 lines. They're similar. I'm going to change my volume. Point. Written down. So what I'm doing is I'm getting ideas for blocking during this first part and thinking about things that I can steal, ideas that I can get down. Okay, and that it sadly ends there. But you want to use all the resources that you can. Now we're going to move forward and we're actually going to get up and we're going to try to say this monologue out loud. We're just going to give it movement, get a feeling, then we'll go back to annotating. So next step, start your memorizing and then annotate. Hi actors, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to demonstrate how to rehearse at home. Whatever it is, whether it's a Shakespeare play or a contemporary play, this is what you should be doing. Here we go. So obviously one of the steps is to memorize, and you need to kind of like memorize as you rehearse. You don't just look at the screen and think that you're going to memorize. This is what not to do. Dost thou not respect my dost thou not respect my there's 2 masters written down yet none. I am an ass, I am an ass, I am an ass, more than. Okay, I think it's memorized. I've been staring at it long enough. When practicing the different memorization techniques, or when you memorize, you should practice the different memorization techniques. Something to keep in mind. Okay, so let's go ahead, let's review them as I rehearse this monologue. Here we go. I'm going to go ahead and rehearse the monologue. What I'm going to do is I'm going to divide this now into section by section. Here we go. As you can see right here, I am on Spark Notes. Haha. So I kind of know what I'm saying already. That should make it easy to annotate. Okay, so this will be my first section, and then this will be my last section. So first part first, last part last, one line at a time. Here we go. Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my place? I'm going to go ahead and move so I can get a sense of the blocking. Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my place? One line at a time, right? Dost thou not respect my place? Suspect? Is it suspect or respect? Now I'm noticing the character is saying wrong words. Okay, next line. Dost thou not suspect my ears? Dost thou not suspect my ears? Dost thou, that's a weird word. How do I say it? Thou. If you come to a funny word, just repeat it. Thou. Piety. Repeat those strange and weird words again. Piety. I could say it. Thou. Piety. Been writ. Writ. What a weird word. Writ. Writ must mean right. I've been writ down an ass. Down an ass. I've been writ down an ass. I'm repeating again. Writ. Thou. Piety. Okay. Hath. What a weird. Hath? Is it have or half? Hath. Piety. Writ. Ass. Saying all the weird words in this monologue. Just keep repeating the weird words. Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my ears? One line at a time. Dost thou not suspect my place? Oh yeah. Dost thou not suspect my ears? I'm going to walk around. Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my ears? Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my ears? Dost thou... Now I should memorize the end. First part first, last part last. Okay, here I am. I'm figuring out the last end of the monologue so I know where I'm going. First part first, last part last. Okay, so I'm identifying the end of this line. Fellow hath losses and one that hath two gowns. Wow, this is a long end. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass. Maybe I should just memorize that line. Okay, here we go. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass. This is the last part of my monologue. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass. Yeah, that I had been writ down an ass. I am a drama teacher teaching my kids how to memorize. Okay, what was the first part? Dost thou not suspect my place? Thou. Gosh, I gotta keep saying that word. Thou, dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my ears? Oh, what was the end? I gotta look back and look. I gotta go back and look. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass. Oh, that I had been writ... Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my ears? Oh, that I had been writ down an ass. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass. Oh, that I had been writ down an ass. Okay, that's how I think that line is repeated a lot. You may be asking yourself, who is this person? Is this really my teacher? Well, I am demonstrating that you need to rehearse out loud. So you need to go wherever you can. You need to find a quiet place as we prep for this showcase, but we really want to wrap our words around the tongue. If you need to go into your bathroom, into the shower, then you do that. Hi, this is your drama teacher reporting live from the bathroom. Okay, should I sit and just read like this, all slumped down? And no, remember, even if you're in the bathroom, you want to stand up. So I did one line at a time. Okay, now I got to do section by section. So let me work on the middle section right now. Okay, this is so. Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass, but masters, remember that I am an ass. That would not be written down yet. Forget not, I am an ass. Thou villain.
Know thou villain, thou art full of piety, and shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, which is more. So I'm going to just do this one sentence right here. Okay, so I'm hiding from my family right now. I need to rehearse out loud. But I need to stand, right? Because I need to add movement. And I'm doing section by section. Know thou villain, thou art full of piety. Piety. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proven upon thee by good witness. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, and shall be proven upon thee by good witness. Okay, I'm just going to repeat. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, and thou shalt be proven upon thee by good witness. Walking around and movement. No, add some hand gestures. Thou villain, thou art piety, and shall be proven upon thee by good witness. No, thou villain, thou art piety. Thou art piety. Ow. Piety. What does piety mean? I should look it up. Always stop and look up the words, young ones. So when you're rehearsing, you always want to stop and self-monitor. Be like, okay, how am I doing? Am I moving? One line at a time. And movement, section by section. First part first, last part last. So I did first one line at a time. I'm doing that. So like I could pick a longer section and really try to get it down right now. I'm going to sit for this part and then I'm going to move. Know thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proven upon thee by good witness. Know thou villain, thou art full of piety, and shall be proven upon thee by good witness. I'm a wise fellow, which is more an officer, which is more a householder, and which is more as pretty a piece of flesh in all of Messina. I am a wise fellow, which is more an officer, which is more a householder, which is more as pretty a little piece of flesh as we're in Messina. I think Dogberry right there is saying that he is good looking. As pretty a piece of flesh as we're in Messina. As pretty a piece of flesh as we're in Messina. No, I forgot my line. I'm going to run back to the script. Okay, but I'm moving around in my space, which is good. That's a way that you could go ahead and remember. So I'm just consulting my script, as you can see, showing you guys how to rehearse at home. Notice how I'm rehearsing out loud. Okay, that was full of piety, shall be proven upon thee by good witness. I'm a wise fellow. So it's wise, which is more an officer. So wise, officer, householder. Wise, officer, householder. Wise, then officer, then householder. I'm a wise fellow, which is more an officer, which is more a householder, which is more as pretty a little piece of flesh in Messina. Housewise officer. I'm a wise fellow, which is more an officer, which is more wise. A householder. I'm a wise fellow, which is more an officer, which is more a householder. A house. What should I do there? Add gestures. Which is more a householder, which is more as pretty a little piece in Messina. Right? So now I kind of like know the middle. I know the beginning. Dost thou not respect my place? Dost thou not respect my years? Oh, but I don't know like the second section. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to dost thou not respect my place? Dost thou not respect my years? Oh, who am I talking about there? Like I should ask that question. Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it not be written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. Know thou villain. Know thou villain. That's weird. Know thou villain. Know thou villain. Know thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proved upon thee by good witness. I keep forgetting that line. Know thou villain, thou art full of piety, as should be proven upon thee by good witness. Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass. But masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it not be written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. Know thou villain, thou art full of piety, as shall be proven upon thee by good witness. I am a wise fellow, which is more an officer, which is more a householder, which is more as pretty a little piece in all of Messina. What comes after Messina? What comes after? And one that knows the law. Go to. And a rich fellow, go to. So law, rich fellow. And one that knows the law, go to. And rich fellow, go to. I am going to move and work on this next section. and one section by section, and one that knows the law, go 2, and one that knows the law, go 2. See, why are we making this video? Because you need to rehearse out loud. I can't say that enough, especially with Shakespeare. Don't expect to just know it, and you need to do it on your own because rehearsal's too short. Now the villain, okay, I need to actually highlight and talk to myself and look at my script because I don't know it. You need to be able to admit to yourself when you don't know something. Okay, guys, here I am rehearsing at home. I just took the most important chunk of my scene and I'm memorizing it. I'm adding vocal choices and movement. I've been rehearsing for 20 minutes. Do I have it memorized? Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? I'm stuck. Oh, that he were here to write me down as. Okay. Dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he were here to write me down an S. But masters, I'm looking at my script too, but masters, remember that I am an ass. Though it not be written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, as I'm sometimes looking at my script, as shall be proven upon thee by good witness. Okay, I don't know that part. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, and shall be proven upon thee by good witness. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety. I'm going to point. Thou means you in Shakespeare. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety. Piety. That's a fun word. Really get your mouth around the words. Have fun with them. No, thou villain, thou art full of piety, and shall be proven upon you by good witness. I don't know the next line. Dang.
Hi everyone. So what I'm doing is I'm recording my rehearsal process. I just had a fairly interesting rehearsal where I started to memorize, but I'm realizing that there are some things about my scene that I don't quite understand. So what I'm doing is I am bringing in a new window, and here we go. I am gonna go ahead and I am going to look up my monologue that I was just doing. And I really recommend using something called SparkNotes, okay, sparknotes.com. Now, if you're in my advanced drama class, you don't have this available because the scene is so new. But what I want you to do is I want you to either type up your monologue or, better yet, 10th graders, most of your monologues are online. You just need to search for them or type like a quote. You know, let's see if we could find this just by typing in the quote. You can go ahead and literally in the Google, type in the quote from your monologue, put it in quotes, make sure it's typed correctly. And then voila, it goes ahead and it still comes up. I know it looks like it didn't come up, but it did. I just need to go out. Now I can't zoom out. Well, it did come up. You're gonna have to just believe me. So you could go ahead, and I am fine if you copy the entire monologue and then go ahead. Obviously, you have your own folder for drama. You should have your own folder for every subject. So Unit 3 Shakespeare, and you want to kind of like organize your scripts and organize your thinking. So in your drama folder, make a new folder, you know, and you can go ahead, you can write Shakespeare script, and this is something I hope you've already done. I think I already made it an assignment, but you never know. And look, I went ahead and just now on SparkNotes, I'm pretty sure I copied and pasted both sides. I hope you caught that. And this is the translated version, right? This is not the side you're memorizing, but this is this side. Okay, so dost thou not suspect my place? Dost thou not suspect my years? Okay, I need to go ahead and I need to return to what it is that Ms. Copera is asking us. So you could go ahead and do a screenshot, but I need to personally just put the annotations right there, and that is not working for me. So I'll put it on the top. Okay, and then that'll help me remember what I'm doing. So just so that's supposed to be in place. So the first time, like we talked about last class, and again, I've already started to memorize, but I need to know what I'm saying. It's very common that kids start to perform, but they still don't know exactly what they're saying. So our big questions for this week, obviously, are, let's get some title so we can be clear about what's expected. What is the conflict of the scene? Is it internal, external? Is it man versus society? Man versus man? Okay, so what is the conflict? Because conflict is the essence of drama. And, what is happening? First of all, what is happening? So be able to explain it, like the who, what, where, when, why. And what does the character want? Right? And that's their objective. Like, what do they want? Are they trying to get something or are they trying to escape something?
Mommy, Dad.
Okay, we're going to read this. So let's go ahead. Let's read Shakespeare first. Hey, guys. So, and this happens,
Mommy, Dad.
Okay, so we're going to stop and we are going to go ahead and we're going to read this. But this is what you should be doing. You should be organizing. And I'll go back to annotating just in one quick second. After.
Mommy, Dad.
Okay. Okay, guys. So here we go. We're still moving. So one of your assignments is to definitely annotate your text, right? So dost thou not suspect my place? So how can you call me that? Okay, I don't always agree with spark notes. I think right here, Dogberry is saying, do you respect me? Which leads me to believe that Dogberry wants to be respected. Now, why did I think that? Because I actually looked up a video and I kind of, judged from Michael Keaton's vocal and physical choices that that's what Dogberry wants. Do not suspect my years. So again, I'm thinking about the objective, right? And I'm trying to understand my character. Dogberry wants to be respected because he is older. He wants to be respected for his age. So he feels disrespected in this monologue. Oh, that he were here to write me down that he is an ass. So you kind of have to ask yourself, who is the he? Now, I know that it's the sexton, the judge, because I've read this scene. Make sure you read your scene. Okay? Make sure you read what happens before your scene, what happens after your scene. You can find it all online. Okay? If you're in advanced drama, though, you got to interpret the text. You got to make a guess. You got to ask yourself, well, what happened before the scene, immediately before, what happened after? Yet forget not that I am an ass. No, thou villain. So I always I'm like, okay, what's thou? Right? I know that thou means you, but you're a rotten bastard, you are. Okay, so thou is you. He is calling someone. Okay, I want you to actually write in the margin, someone a bad name. Okay, who? Who is he calling a bad name? And I read, and I know he is calling the police officer a bad name. So I really want you to go ahead. I want you to ask questions like, who is he talking to? What does thou mean? Villain, thou art full of piety. Okay, again, I did already look up what piety means, but make sure you're always looking up what words mean and actually annotating in the text. So the quality or state of being pious, such as fidelity or obligations as to parents. I don't know what pious means, but it means dutiful to religion. Okay, so it's motivated by religion. Thou villain, thou art full of piety. Now, I don't know if that's what he means, like Dogberry. I think he's mixing up words, but basically religious. So he's accusing him of being religious. Now today, I don't know, some people may say religious is a bad thing. Some people, not me, it shall be proved upon thee by good witness. thee in Shakespeare means you. Guys, I'm recording. Can you settle? I am a witness fellow, and which is more an officer, and which is more a householder, and which is more as pretty a piece of flesh in Messina. And I'm just kind of like, okay, he's calling his flesh pretty, and I look, and it says, I am a handsome hunk. So, which is more a householder, which is more as pretty a piece of flesh. So, Dogberry is saying he is hot. So notice how I'm using the translation to figure it out. A lot of noise in my house. I'm sorry if that noise is distracting kids. Losses. So he's like, I've been through a lot, right? I've been through a lot and I've had nice things. And I have nice things. So Dogberry, right? So you're interpreting the text. So first of all, you're looking and be like, okay, well, what does this mean? What is he saying? Next, you're like, okay, well, what does he want? Dogberry wants to be approved. He wants approval. I am a mother and there is noise. So he's basically proving that he is the shiznak, right? And he's angry. He is angry that someone called him an ass. Angry that someone called him inferior, right? So, yes, we know someone called him an ass, but what does that mean to him? Someone said he was a lowlife. Now that I've done the meaning, I can go back and I can make more vocal and physical choices. Now, I already started to figure out vocal and physical choices because what I did was I watched the video, right? So I always recommend watching the video. Now, dost thou not suspect my praise? So type pause when you want to take a breath. So where do I want to take all my breaths? First of all, so I actually want you to do this and annotate your text. La la la, so much noise in the quarantine, so much noise in the quarantine. Go ahead and I could pause after the comma. Oh. Because pause, what is a pause? A pause, I mean, is a breath, right? And I'm fine if you write here. Because you need to plan when you're going to breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. We're in quarantine. We're still here. So I'm putting in all my breaths, you know, where there are commas. I mean, in the end of lines. Because a comma means a new idea. Can we not scream? No. Actually plan that breath. No. Thou villain. Thou art full of piety. If you pause, you put your breath, you can be louder, you can have more energy. Thou full of piety. And now I know, are you a religious person? That's what he's saying. And shall be proved upon thee by good witness. We're going to prove that you're religious. There is so much screaming in my house, I am going to lose my mind. Are you guys going to lose your mind? What's happening in your house these days? Which is more an officer, and which is more a householder, breath, and which is more as pretty a piece of flesh in all of Messina? Breathe. And knows the law. Go to. Breathe. And a rich fellow. Go to. Breathe. And a fellow that hath had losses. Breathe. Like if you're angry and you have passion, you're going to breathe. And one who had 2 gowns and everything handsome about him. Breathe. Bring him away. Oh, that I had been written down an ass. So here we are. We're at home and we're putting in breaths. Dost thou not suspect? Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to figure out, okay, what are the words that I want to emphasize? So I'm going to go through and I'm going to underline my most important words. Dost thou not suspect?
Jacob! When I say your name, look at me.
My place?
You have to say your name and then yell. Do you understand me?
Drama.
It's a very bad habit.
Drama in the household. Dost thou not suspect my years? Oh, that he, I think I'm going to go down and pitch there. So I kind of already know my key. I'm gonna go down there, Z. Oh, that he were here to write me down an ass, an ass. And you could start to write in blocking, you know, as you do this. And you're gonna keep going through and you're gonna keep annotating. He would write me down an ass, but masters. Maybe I'll go up in pitch there. But masters, up. Remember that I am an ass. Right, I'm gonna go up in pitch right there. Fabulous. Though it not be written down. I think I'm going to slow. What do I do if I want to slow some stuff down? Elongate or enunciate, highlighted more orange. So I'm going to stretch these words. Though it not be written down, though it not be written down. I'm going to go down in pitch. So you're identifying the important words. Written. I want to emphasize that. Maybe say it fast. Though it not be written down, yet forget not that I am an ass. Maybe that's a mini crescendo right there. A mini crescendo. I am an ass. And I always want to emphasize that word ass. That I am an ass, because that's what he's angry about, right? No. Maybe, and you know, you want to throw in your blocking, right? Blocking. Throw hands up in the air because he is angry. So start to like put in that blocking. Again, I have my translation at the side. Thou art full of piety, and thou shalt, thou. Whenever I say thou, because he's accusing, he's angry. He is accusing. I am going to point at the conflict, the person I am having a conflict with. Is this a man versus man conflict? You could just write a question in the margin. I would say yes. Yes. Answer your own questions. Yes, it is. The conflict is a man versus, sorry about the distracting noise, a police officer. So man versus a police officer. Good witness. I am a wise fellow. I would emphasize that because Dogberry thinks he's smart, right? And you're writing down thoughts on the margins as you go. You kind of like annotate for meaning and then you keep going. You make vocal choices, you keep going. Dogberry thinks he is brilliant, right? Which is more an officer, which is more a husband, which is more a pretty piece of little flesh of Miss Cena. Okay, I can make a note. This is going to be my crescendo. So I am going to highlight that whole part. Slowly build to crescendo by getting louder here. Great. And know the law, go to, and a rich fellow, go to. Pretty as the laws. Oh, you know what? I don't know if I want that to be the crescendo. This is like a small crescendo. This right here, this is a small, and I'm going to say it faster and faster and faster. And one that losses, one that had 2 gowns. I want to emphasize 2 gowns. And everything handsome about him. That is my crescendo. That is my highest point. Okay, so this is crescendo 2. Crescendo 2 even bigger. So I know whatever I'm doing, now how do I get to the crescendo? Whatever I'm doing, I need to get there. And a rich fellow would not go to, and the fellow who had losses. Losses, I want to say that loud. And it's okay if you're not like copying the key exactly, as long as it makes sense to you. A rich fellow enough. So what are the important things? He wants to say he's rich, right? And he's going to sell that. That's his objective. He wants to convince everyone that he's superior. And the choices that you make in your script, like what you do with your voice, it should all be connected to the actor's objective. He's trying to convince the audience that he's smart, right? So through this annotation process and the memorization process, I'm getting to know my character. And a householder, and much more. And it's pretty Pretty, I want to do high pitch. There. Comment. High pitch. Okay, and guys, you know, we could keep going with this. We could keep going, but make sure that you're annotating for meaning and you're starting to plan your blocking. I don't have enough blocking in here, I feel like, so that's kind of like my next steps. Like, it was like, how am I going to add blocking? Okay, guys, have a good day. Okay, students, I hope this was interesting. Just make sure this week that you annotate your text and you start to plan those vocal choices. I really want you to do that. Make sure you have a Word document and you understand whatever scene you're working on and you're writing things in the margin. Like, what is the character thinking? You know, obviously right there, Dog Bear's thinking like, oh, I'm so angry, right? What is the character thinking? What is the character feeling? What is their internal conflict? Plan those vocal choices. And I want you to film yourself starting to memorize. Really film yourself memorizing one line at a time, section by section, first part first, last part last. Film yourself adding movement. Hold yourself accountable. Here we are, week 2. Bring that scene alive so we're ready for the showcase. Thank you.